when Iraq invaded Kuwait in 1990, we received orders, not in August when it happened, but by October, we knew that had been picked out of that shopping cart to be mobilized for Operation Desert Shield, as it was at the time. And it was scary, especially the beginning of that war with the Scud missile attacks. We had one kid from Chicago come into our camp. He was wearing a Cub shirt with his fatigue bottoms. Never forget that. He's in a long line of prisoners and he's got a Cub shirt on with a Cubby bear. And our guys, being all from Chicago, see that and go, what are you doing wearing that? Do you know what that is? And he spoke English fluently. Yeah, I'm from Chicago. That's the Cubs. What are you doing in the Iraqi army? Well, I went home to visit my grandparents, and next thing I know, I was drafted. And he wasn't even born there. He was born here. So we repatriated him with the State Department, pulled him out of that. He had to be deloused like everybody. They were all full of lice.
Yeah. So any relationship with him after that time, once you got him back? I mean, you guys saved his.
No, there was not.
Life lessons that you pull away from that time.
You have missiles coming down around you, as we did during the base defense before that ground war started. And, that was a horrific scene nearby us when a Pennsylvania barracks was struck by a missile, and they must have lost about 20 people and had about 80 wounded. And let me tell you, what a terrible scene that was, with all those wounded people. And that makes you wonder sometimes about life and making the most out of every day. At the time, that seemed like pretty old, but
at that time, right. So you're calling home and you're knowing people are worried about you. You know there's been a devastation over there. You haven't gone to see it yourself there, but you're starting to think a little bit more about life.
You question about how quickly it can be over, and there really are no non-believers in the foxholes. I mean, when those big missiles were coming down, you had to say to yourself, well, God, if you're going to take me, I'm ready, but I would appreciate being spared. I'd like to live life longer.
Did you feel you had all your ducks in a row, so to speak? Have you done your due diligence? Did you feel that if it was the time, you were ready?
I was afraid, but I still did my job. And I think that's the nature of soldiers. You can't help but be afraid. I think even our Medal of Honor winners, they were afraid when it happened, but they did what they had to do.
It's funny because I'm going to say, as you left the military life and went back into normal life, but I'm sitting talking to you, and you're the national commander of Jewish war veterans. So did you really ever leave?
Oh, I wasn't always the national commander of Jewish war veterans.
No, but here you are at this age. You're still obviously involved.
When I got back, we obviously did the things you need to do to out-process from Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. And we went back to our home station at Rosemont and had a beautiful welcome home ceremony. I'll never forget that. And then we had to recover all our property from overseas. And my marriage had fallen apart by going over there. I'll tell you that was one casualty of war. And I also knew that about 2 months prior to coming home, but I chose to not request an emergency transfer back to the States and take the whole unit back home. So I ended up, becoming a single father, raising 2 kids, because my wife